Benny going up there, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's good, bad, or indifferent. What's going on up there? But yeah, hopefully that it's all working for everybody. But I guess maybe we'll get some feedback, or maybe we won't, or where we're at. But welcome to the Halloween episode, if you will. So
episode 63.
Episode 63
in the his eye.
Yep, for sure. So. Criminy, where do you start this week? I mean, it's talk about a Halloween show. It's been a scary week, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of scary people out there, man, and we got 5 days, man, and they're all dressed up, and they already did the pre-show.
Yeah.
They've already put out their videos and their stuff, man. It's like unbelievable what is happening right now.
Yeah.
I mean, 5 days, guys. Listen, 5 days, man. Again, half the country's going to be pissed off again.
Well,
at any given moment.
That's the truth. Yeah. No matter how this upcoming election goes, you're right. It's going to be. It's going to be. It is. And I don't know. And then you got. And then you got the other side of it, which is, I keep hearing this resounding comment that once the election goes by, the virus is going away magically. So
is it?
Yeah, apparently. I mean, Michigan had 3,200 plus cases again today, but yeah,
we're coming around the corner. We're just around the corner.
I think it's right. Fake news, right?
Yeah, fake news.
I don't know.
As he's pointing out to everybody, he's like, you, ABC, and you, and you, and you.
Yeah, it's I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I looked. What was I showing you earlier? The COVID map that I look at once in a while looks like an election map where half the country's red and half the country's orange.
Right. The whole center of America is red, and all the outskirts, the West Coast and East Coast, is all orange.
Yeah.
Let's just go with orange. Red and orange.
I don't know.
There's nothing in the yellow. We're not in the yellow.
Not anymore.
Not one state is in the yellow, are they?
No, that's funny because I checked this morning, and I think there was either 2 or 3 states, I believe, that were still in the yellow. But when I just brought it up for you, it was there was nothing left that was shown in the yellow. So it's
as of today.
No. So I don't know. I don't know where this goes. I mean,
I think we should play some scary ambience. Oh. All right. Who's that guy?
That's a friend of my.
Is he a voter?
Yeah. Laughing about what he's seeing. So
I guess all by himself in a corner with a straitjacket on. I'm gonna vote. If I ever get out of here, I'm gonna vote, man. Anyway.
I don't know. What's the scariest thing that happened this week? Where do you want to start?
No.
It's
no.
How about Michigan's worst winners starting off already? Did you see Marquette actually set 2 records? Talk about scary.
A little snowfall.
First of all, they recorded 8.3 inches in one day, which breaks the old record of 3.1 inches set in 1976. So the recent snowfall they had last weekend was a record-setting snowfall, and then on top of that, for the month, which I mean, third week of the month
since '76.
Since
that's probably the last time I was up there. I'm not
1976,
dude. I'm not even kidding you. That was probably when I was up there. I would have been 67, 13, about 7 years old. Yeah, up there. I told you about. They used to do the snowmobile races on the lakes, and then they break out the school buses,
right,
and run around on the lakes and have all these crazy stuff. It was probably up there when that happened.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my Uncle Rick and my Aunt Debbie. Yep, for sure. Anyway.
Well, 1979 was the last record for the monthly snowfall record in October. And it was at 18.6 inches for the month in 1979. So they broke that record too as of last weekend, and the month wasn't even over yet. So they already had 19.2 inches for the month. So
I know I just put on my I shouldn't even say what FB. Anyway, if anybody's praying for 6 feet of snow, you might just get it this year. If it's already coming, or if it's already,
it's already happening in Marquette.
If it's already there,
Yep.
we might get 6 feet of snow in Kimball-Tucky here. You never know.
Well, it was cute because my buddy,
That'd be scary.
that works on the island, on Mackinac Island. My buddy sent me a text on. I think it was Sunday, as a matter of fact. He sent me a text on Sunday early in the day. The official island closing. Everything's rolling up, and
Yes.
the official closing of the island, and then all of a sudden, another 2 hours later, leaving the island, he sends me another text and shows me all the snow once he gets going across the UP, and it's like,
I can't remember. Did I tell a story about picking that guy up in Mackinac and paid me $300?
Yes.
To go pick him up in a blizzard because he was one of the last guys off of Mackinac Island.
Yeah.
And I was in Port Huron, and it's like blizzard, and we get a phone call, and it's like, hey, man, I ain't got no way. I'm trapped up here, man. I had to drive all the way up there. Really, and the gas. So $300 in my pocket. Back in the day, I guess it was kind of worth it, but not. I'll never do it again.
Right.
I'll never do it again.
Yeah, that's a hell of a haul.
It's a freaking blizzard, man.
Yes.
You need a ride because you're stuck in this little fudge shop. That's the only place that's open on Mackinac, or you know what I mean. Across over on the other side, it's the only little place there. Yeah. And they want you to leave so they can go home. Yeah, and because you're the last guy that caught the boat over.
Yep.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, it probably does get kind of cold up there, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
We've seen pictures, that wind coming through that bridge, the Mackinac Bridge there, and just the ice and the storms, and they close that bridge down because it does move a little bit.
Oh, for sure.
It does.
Oh,
move.
for sure.
Yeah,
I've seen the Mackinac Bridge closed more than once because of the winds and the they don't hesitate. If it's ever since that Yugo went over the side.
I was gonna say everybody remembers the video of the Yugo.
Yeah.
The bridge is kind of going like this, and it's like whoop.
Yeah.
Right. It was there, and it's gone.
Yep. No.
And it's gone.
Yep. Ever since that happened, they don't hesitate to if it goes too far at too many winds, and I don't know what the marker is, if it's what miles per hour it has to hit, or if it has to do with gusts or whatever. But
there's something to it.
They do not hesitate shutting it down if they have to. So I've seen that happen plenty of times.
Yeah.
So. At any rate,
and
and actually, if you want to get into it a little later, I actually saved you an article about Michigan's worst winters. I've got them all ranked here.
Oh, do you got some up there?
Yeah, but we can jump into that.
It was the winter of '79.
Yeah,
when I moved to Port Huron.
Think about that. Think back. We'll get back to that later in the show. But think back to that and see if you can kind of picture what Michigan's worst winters were. And I mean that's as a whole in Michigan, but
I know there was the winter of '78, and I know '79 wasn't any better.
Well, we'll go revisit that and see if you can pick out any of them, and remind me to jump back to that. We'll get a little deeper into that one. But there's
I'm gonna go right now without even looking, without even doing anything. As far as I've lived here quite a while, but I'm gonna go '78, '79, and I'm gonna go. About 83, 84 was a pretty good winter.
There you go.
If I remember,
mark those down. See if
early. Back in the day, winters. I'm sure there's some on record. Yeah.
See if the preacher man's got it spot on or not.
Right.
We'll stay tuned. You'll have to listen to the rest of the show after the live portion of that, but we'll get back to that.
Mm-hmm. The winter killed Kenny.
Yeah, where has Kenny been?
Where's Kenny?
We haven't seen Kenny in a while. Kenny kind of just disappeared.
Kenny's in the hospital.
Kenny's MIA. I'm not sure what happened to him.
He's probably in the hospital.
It could be. Well, he did go up to the UP. He was on Marquette, Mackinac Island.
He probably froze
a couple
to death.
months ago,
he's
probably stuck there.
He's going to be one of those a couple thousand years. They're going to find him in the ice, frozen.
Yep.
Preserved. Anyway, first cartoon figure ever. Preserved in ice.
Preserved in ice.
That's right. How'd they do that? Modern technology, baby. Welcome to 2020.
That's right.
What a year. I know, they're laughing at us now. Well, hopefully in a couple thousand years when you listen to this again, you'll be laughing with us. So. What a bunch of crazy people we were back then.
Oh,
they?
boy.
Yeah.
You got that right.
Those guys drink. They like to drink a lot. You want to do a shot?
Well, yeah.
All right.
Holy moly!
I know.
I didn't even cross my mind. I can't imagine what I was thinking and where I was at.
Let's give our viewers and everybody a little bit of taste of what we're doing tonight. We're sticking with little bit of orangey stuff, man. He's got his orange shirt on. We got the orange peachy Jim Beamy stuff.
Absolutely.
Got the Sam Adams Jacko Pumpkin Ale, man. And we got some special treats for you later. People that dress in orange.
People that dress in orange.
That can never. All they can wear is orange for the rest of their lives. You know what I'm talking
Very
about.
nice. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Well, we'll collaborate on that one a little bit later.
Well, here's to you. Here's our here's to the Halloween episode, and hopefully YouTube Live is working out better than Facebook did, and everybody's catching this, and everybody found their way to it. And if not, we'll make sure it's posted out there once it's done, so you can always go back and revisit it. So
I want to say hi to all our new YouTube friends out there for sure. Thank you. Click that like button.
For sure. For sure.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yes, it was.
Oh, down the hatch.
That was a big old chef shot. I had the full chef shot.
Yeah.
Chef's just waiting for Kenny to show back up.
Is he? He's probably missing his little buddy.
Yeah, he does.
He's like the Gilligan, the Gilligan on Gilligan Line. What's up, little buddy? Where you been, man?
Where'd you go? Miss you, man.
I was on the other side of the island hanging out with I found what was his name from Castaway? Tom Hanks.
Oh yeah, from Castaway.
Yeah, he's over on the other side of the island. He's him and Tom Hanks been hanging out in Wilson. Those crazy dudes. Imagine that show.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah. All right.
So did you see the? Did you catch any? I don't know how much news you caught this week. Did you catch Dorsey, Jack Dorsey, coming in front of the committee this week? Unlike
my ex-girlfriend, she caught a mouthful. But, I caught a knifeful. No, just kidding. Had a little humor there. Sorry, man. Whatever. Yeah. Can we do that? Can we say stuff like that?
As far as I know.
Okay.
As far as I know.
Right.
I mean, who's going to tell us not to?
Nobody. All right.
It doesn't look like YouTube shut us down yet, so
no.
So apparently it must be okay.
Right on.
Might be filtered later. We don't know.
Okay.
We don't know. No, I didn't know if you caught any of that because they had Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey both up in front of the Judiciary Committee, and it was Ted Cruz got pretty brutal with Jack Dorsey, and because of the whole thing we talked about last week with the whole scrubbing of the New York Post and the articles and all that. But
yep.
It was. I mean, he grilled him pretty hard. But here, I saved a little clip for
you.
What
gives you the right?
And and just him. I mean, he's kind of, I don't know, almost spot on if you want to, because it's still going on. According to Ted Cruz, that day the New York Post still could not post anything on their account, and he couldn't either. So let me just run this little clip for you that I saved out, that I pulled out of that whole interview that they had.
Play that beautiful bean footage.
We recognized errors in that policy. We changed it within 24 hours. This is.
But you're still blocking the New York Post. You haven't changed it.
We have changed it. They can log into their account, delete the original tweet.
You forced a Politico reporter to take down his post about the New York Post as well. Is that correct?
Within that 24-hour period, yes. But we, as the policy has changed, anyone can tweet.
So Twitter takes the view you can censor the New York Post, you can censor Politico, presumably you can censor the New York Times or any other media outlet. Mr. Dorsey, who the hell elected you and put you in charge of what the media are allowed to report and what the American people are allowed to hear? And why do you persist in behaving as a Democratic super PAC, silencing views to the contrary of your political beliefs?
Let's give Mr. Dorsey a few seconds to answer that. And then
I think he just crapped his pants.
This, segment.
Oops, I crapped my pants.
We're not doing that, and this is why I opened.
Meanwhile, go get a beard cut.
I know, and that was the one thing that stood out too. Everybody was, that was trending on Twitter and all that because Jack Dorsey showed up. And the main title I saw was, okay, I've heard of coronavirus beards, but this is ridiculous.
It kind of looks like, you remember the very first Matrix when all the little numbers were coming down?
Right.
That's what his beard looks like. It's like, I'm growing a Matrix beard.
I mean, even Duck Dynasty look more clean. You know, the guys on Duck Dynasty look more clean shaven than he does. I mean, that's
well, they're a little closer to God than he is. So.
Apparently,
Right. Well,
apparently,
he made a deal with the devil. All that guy needs is a set of horns. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure he ran a comb through his hair either. That was the you know, the beard might not look so bad if he actually put a comb to his head.
All right, let me break this down real quick. Then.
Okay.
If you lived in Silicon Valley and you were this guy and you had all the money, would you give a shit what your hair looked like?
No, that's probably true.
Or whatever, grow a beard or do whatever. I mean, you're up all night hanging out with all your rich little buddies, kind of trying to conspire about how you're gonna take over the world next. Yes. These are the Godzillas of Silicon Valley that are censoring our crap. The big tech, man. That guy. What does he care what he looks like? He's already got enough money to feed his great grandkids, and 500 years from now.
No, I hear you.
It's like and that's what the
looks don't become important. But you would think if you were going to go stand in front of the Judiciary Committee of the Senate, you might want to.
Right. Might want to.
Maybe. I don't know.
And you didn't think anybody else this was going to be on video, and you didn't think anybody else was going to be seeing your face?
Thought the Judiciary Committee were the only people who were going to see him?
Possibly 350 million Americans weren't going to maybe tune into this at one. I mean, even if they weren't watching it right then, they were going to go back to it. Don't you think that's the face that you presented for everybody? I'm just saying.
There it is.
All right.
There it is.
Anyway, I'm just saying, man.
Hey, by the way, while you're talking, I just thought I pointed out that is a very nice flag you have behind you.
It is.
It's yeah. No, I appreciate that.
Thanks, Mom.
That's a super nice flag.
It really is.
And especially after what we've seen this week, once again in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Catch any of that?
Sure did.
I mean, it's
sure did.
But I got to give, and I can't remember the governor's name, and I can probably find it for you. We'll go to the story and find it for you. But I got to give
Philadelphia
of Pennsylvania,
or Pennsylvania, yeah. Or the mayor, whatever.
No, the governor.
The governor
actually reached out to the National Guard. Rolled in today.
Yeah,
and and kudos to him to say, okay, enough's enough.
It really was.
And it only took him one day to actually put the order in. I think it was the first day or the second day, and he put the order in. And the National Guard came in today, and good for him. I mean, that's so much stupidity. I think the last count I saw there was 54 officers that were injured, and not to mention the one sergeant that got run over by the truck, and oh my Lord. And you even have the family of Walter Wallace standing up and saying, please, it's not the fault of the police officers. It's not, stop the madness. Why is it every time something like that happens, and whether it's a good call or a bad call, the officers did their job?
That's what I'm going to name my next band, Blame Shifting. No, I mean, honestly, that's a great name for a band.
Why does it become an opportunity to just... And that's what happens. They seize the opportunity. They seize the opportunity to go out there and loot and cause chaos and create problems and all.
A lot of people did get arrested, though.
Yes, they did. Yeah, the last I saw, I think there was 146 arrests.
And the ones that didn't they're going to get
on
you.
Camera.
They're going to get you anyway.
On camera.
You're going to take down a Walmart, and then you're going to take down another one, and just keep going and going. And the cops can't stand by. Well, they eventually did, but. What did you see the other part of that story, which I'm sure that it has something to do with what you got going on, is the white reporters that got singled out for they kept telling them not to, turn off your phone, turn off the recording, stop recording. That guy got his ass kicked bad.
No, I missed that. No,
bludgeoned up, and then he went on Tucker, Tucker the next night, and. You could tell his face was all jacked up, and he cleaned up pretty well. But, man, he let it rip on Tucker the next day after getting his ass kicked. And there's actually video of they didn't care that anybody else that was videotaping or whatever that was of color, let them go. But if you were a white reporter and you were there when they were looting and robbing and stealing and doing all the other stuff, they pretty much targeted you out and got your ass kicked pretty good.
No kidding.
Yeah, he said he got kicked in the face probably about 20 times, man, and in the ribs and stuff like that. Yeah, he got jacked up pretty good. And you could tell his face was a little bit, but he had the balls enough to come back on and say, this is what happened, man. This is where it is right now.
There's just no reason for that. There
really isn't.
I mean, that's the part that bothers me the most is.
Okay, because a guy came that was already a 911 call, had went in. Cop showed up. Guy comes out with a freaking knife, waving it around. Now, these police officers and everybody else knows there's a certain thing called man space, right?
Sure.
All right, but there's also a thing, you have 20 feet of protection when you need to make a decision what you're going to do when, things are going bad. So this guy's coming at you with a freaking knife. I mean, he cut, he's just, and they shot him. And that's what it was. There was already the guy was already mental in the first place. So
and that becomes the issue. So, and that's and that's
what you're gonna riot for, because you got a demented black man with a knife coming at a cop with a knife, and he gets shot, and that gives you the permission to do what you do.
I give the family credit, because they bring up a valid point. Number one, the first thing they said is they said stop the madness, because we don't want these protests. We don't want this violence. We don't want this in honor of Wallace. Yes, he had mental issues. Yes, there was problems. But at the same time, and I'm sure this is what you're going to see the investigation shows, and they're already commenting on the investigation, this is the way the police were trained. This is what they're taught to do.
Yes.
So if there's a different de-escalation process that has to take place, if there's different training, those are all things that have to be addressed. But to defund the police is a bunch of bullshit.
Okay.
To retrain the police, or to come up with new policies or new programs or new things.
Here's my new policy. Here it is, real quick. Horse tranquilizers. Plain as it. You don't got to kill the guy. You hit him with one of those horse tranquilizers, and bam, dude, you're done. You're down.
Well, and I don't understand.
And then you're easy to cuff. You're easy to control. You wake up with a Mexican cocktail headache in the morning, and then you go, "What the hell was I thinking?" Oh, well, then you go plead your case or whatever.
I don't know why they don't have more of the less lethal options. Why more officers don't carry, the less lethal shotguns.
It might come to that,
and maybe it should. I don't know.
I think maybe you can.
But they've also found, from what I understand, and I'm not a law enforcement officer by any means.
Yes, you are.
But they've also found that at the same time, the less lethal, when you're talking about people that are cracked out, or people that are on drugs, or that are hallucinating on hallucinogens or whatever,
would this work?
The less lethal does not necessarily work with those type of people. But
all right, so how about a casting net, like a big bazooka gun with a big net on it that just tangles you up like a spider web?
There's got to be,
like Spider-Man.
There's got to be options.
I'm just saying, if I was president, I'm just saying, I'm telling you, man, we're taking you down, man. One way or another. I don't believe that anybody. You put a gun in your hand, that gives you a lot of power and a lot of authority to shoot. That's a lot of responsibility.
It is. It is. And I'll tell you what, I've learned this for years, and I learned this from a state cop, and this is the way most police officers are trained, is the simple fact is you never pull out your weapon unless you intend to use it. And you never shoot your gun or your weapon unless you intend to kill. You shoot for center of mass, and that is the way they're trained. Now, is it time for training to change? Is there time to look at other options? Is there, yes, that's all part of police reform. Not defunding the police, but police reform, making changes to the current policies and training to make sure that the innocents or the mentally ill are more protected in situations like that.
And there are violent criminals. I get it.
Sure there is.
Yeah, and they maybe should be taken out per se if they're that much damage to I'm just
I understand what you're trying to spit out.
I'm fumbling. I mean, if your intent is to go out and do bodily harm to people in life or limb, maybe you should deserve to get shot. But by who? And then what's the consequences after that? Do you, if you're the guy pulling the gun, I mean, do you get to? Even if you are not a police officer, even if you are just a regular citizen that has a CPL and you need to make a judgment call, which we've seen in churches and other different scenarios where regular citizens that have a concealed weapons permit had to shoot and kill certain deranged or lunatic or whatever. Those are unique situations. I understand, but that just regular people that might not deserve a bullet. I don't know. I guess there's a fine line.
Sure,
is what I'm saying. There's a fine line.
There is, but that
And
that
then
is part of the problem because law enforcement is trained a certain way, and that's something that has never been changed because law enforcement is taught, here's the situation, here's how you react. Here's the situation, here's how you react, and they have a criteria that they follow of when this situation escalates to here, here's what you do. When this situation escalates to here, here's what you do.
Right.
So is it time to look at those things and reevaluate them? Sure,
definitely.
It is. And probably at a federal level more than just at the local jurisdiction. There probably has to be mandates and
right. You have to go through your county, your state, and then your federal,
there is.
and then all the way up to probably the Supreme Court.
But just
or whatever,
to say the answer is defund the police or let's just go riot and loot until we get our way. I mean, that's a whole different situation. So,
you say situation?
Situation. So,
right on. All right. As David Lee Roth.
But enough, that was a pretty
Halen
good,
say,
good.
Let's jump.
Let's jump.
Jump to another.
Well, yeah. A good time to jump, and this is a good spot to go to because something completely different for our Halloween show is. Scientists found a Madagascar chameleon that was last seen 100 years ago. Was the last time they saw this chameleon.
When the pirates used to rule